Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this is one of our areas of growing food right here. But I wanted you all to pay close attention to the cinder blocks with the yard timbers. This was very necessary, and I'm going to explain to you why. See, we got these feather babies, these geese and these ducks, who love to raid this area. Especially the lettuce. They've been messing with some of the greens too. Certain things they don't bother, like the Swiss chard and certain other greens. But they've been messing with my stuff. And it's like every morning we have to get up and run them out of here, right? Some of the stuff they had eaten all the way down, and we have to replant. So I said, man, how are we going to protect this food from those feather babies? And so this is what we had to do. We had to borrow this idea from Home Depot and Lowe's. From time to time, we'll see them section off an area where they will use cinder blocks just like this with the landscape timbers to make a temporary fence. And so that's essentially what we had to do here to protect our food. And what's funny is, because they usually come from behind me, I thought, just getting the front right here and the side would be enough. But all of a sudden, I get a call on the walkie-talkie that they were over here, right? That back part right there, that back part of the fencing right there, we didn't have that going across. So I said, okay, it looks like we are going to have to run it across there too, because they had made their way into the interiors, and I had a time running them out of there. They was running all crazy because mommy had discovered them, and they were like, okay, I better get out of here, she gonna get us. And so they took off, But that right there is the only little space that they could get in, but they would first have to figure it out. And I don't doubt that they could figure it out. So we may end up putting something there too, maybe a container or something. But yeah, my feather babies. Yeah, some of these beds need to be de-weeded. We started de-weeding earlier today, but got diverted to something else. And so we'll have to come back to it maybe tomorrow or later on. It's starting to get very warm out here right now. But anyway, it's really something when you have animals and they like what you are growing, And so we do give them we do give them a lot, but they don't like just what you give them. They want what you have too. We give them our scraps and things of that nature. Of course, we buy the grain or the feed for them. We are trying to get to the point where we're not buying feed anymore, where we're able to grow everything that they need, at least in the warmer months. But in the winter, that's a horse of a different color. Yeah, so these are the adventures that you get living on a farm with animals, right? And so I'm just going to kind of switch on over here to the herb garden. There's a lot going on over here. Lots going on over here in the herb garden. It's looking very, very full. A lot of things are growing in containers. Now, for the herb garden, we don't just have herbs, okay? We do have plants and ornamental grasses as well. We have heuchera, and then we have just all kinds of hostas and lilies, and just all kinds of beautiful things. Some shrubbery in the ground. But what we have in the pots, that right there is 3 ginkgo trees intertwined together, okay? We have some dill growing, and we have some peppers in some of the pots. We have some basil, some cilantro, arugula, and just a number of different herbs growing over here. We have some sage that we decided to go ahead and transplant into the ground because it's been growing for pretty much 2.5 years, and because it is perennial, it comes back. We decided to take it out of the pot that it was in and utilize that pot for something else. Now, these pots right here have 4 matching, 3 big ones here, or decent sized ones, and then we have the one small one that's over there on the pedestal. But we put ginger in those, so it hasn't come through yet, but it should be coming through soon. We also have some citronella over here, and just all kinds of things. All kinds of things. We have some yellow dock growing naturally in the back there. We didn't plant it. It is taking over, so we are going to have to do something about that. We have some chamomile over here. We do have some English ivy and some other vine that's growing up as well. The other vine, I don't know what it is, but the English ivy we did plant, and it does go across the ground and do what it does, right? We have some lilies, and we have some, let's go over here, parsley. We have some blueberries and some ferns. Yes, and some chives. Just all kinds of things. And I just love these. They are so beautiful. Lots of ants on them though. Yeah, very beautiful. We have the white ones in another location, but these right here are beautiful soft pink. Yes, look at that. Beautiful. The lilies are starting to get taller and taller every year. They are perennial. They come back. Yes. Then of course we have, this comes back every year too. Those are, what are those again? Camel lilies. And I believe we have some, what is that over there? I can't recall everything as I'm walking through here. And we have those that we've planted. They're starting to spread more and more around the base of that fountain. I like the way those look. We planted those 2.5 years ago as well. There's another baby ginkgo in the pot there. There is some lemon balm. It voluntarily planted itself here, but it's great for making tea. It tastes so delicious. You can mix it with your ginkgo. Okay. And here's another ginkgo baby right there in the pot. Okay. These are some more ornamental grasses. Now this one was a volunteer, but we just so happened to like it, so we left it. This one we actually planted here. It will get close to 6 feet tall. There's a little smaller one next to it, so I may at some point take that smaller one out and put it in another location, but let this one continue to grow here where it is. But this is the back side of the herb garden. That's that tree that we actually cut down, but it decided that it wanted to live, so it starts sending up shoots again, and we love the way it looks, so it's going to stay there. Again, we have some more in the pots there. We have some more ginger planted. Those should start coming up anytime now. We have some daisies. They haven't started to bloom yet, but they should start blooming soon. Now right there is a hosta just kind of buried under all of that yellow dock, so we're going to have to get him out of there. And it looks like a fake grapevine as well. We've seen some of those that don't produce. We didn't plant it there, so it's just a vining plant that looks like a grapevine. That's our wishing well, our wooden wishing well. Our bench is hidden in there too. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get me another one of those curtains. It wasn't really meant to be outside, but we weren't using it inside anymore, so we decided to hang it up on the arbor there. And everyone liked the way it looks, so I'm going to see if I can find one that's a little more weather resistant. Anyway, this has been the tour. There's some de-weeding that needs to take place. I'm seeing that now as I'm walking around. Of course, there's always de-weeding. Now I'm noticing with my red canna lilies, I put those in last year. I only see one coming up. Only one. What's up with that? Because they're supposed to be perennial too. So I will give it a try again as far as planting more when I get the opportunity. But I would say that the herb garden is one of my favorite areas. There's other things in there too that I did not name. Okay, they are in there. I'm going to be planting some more rosemary and thyme, and maybe some milkweed and other herbs as well, and they will be going in pots. I find that I like growing herbs in pots a lot better. We planted a lot of dill weed in pots, and I also in some of the taller pots here we have some nasturtium. Okay, it looks like some are starting to come through. Okay, but that may take a minute. But I also planted some chia seeds. Okay, in some pots as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing those grow up as well. They actually look very pretty when they mature. And guess what else? I may sneak in a couple of cucumber plants over here. We did that one time, and they'll climb right up the arbor there. They'll just climb and grow and, hey, do their thing. What's unique is we put those little solar lights there. So at nighttime, if you walk past here, it actually lights up. It lights your path. We have some around the gazebo as well. So if you walk past on either side, we need to get some on the sides, but right here, we have one right there, and then we have one on the opposite side as well. But those solar lights are great. They work great. We haven't had any issues with them so far, but you put them up, and if you walk past, again, they light up. They light up. Then, of course, we have the pathway lights as well. These are also solar. I'm just loving these solar options, so you don't have to have wiring running everywhere. It's definitely time for a grass cutting in this area. That tree right there is throwing a lot of leaves down. It is what it is. That's what happens. We did freshen up the landscaping in this area. Every year, for the most part, you have to freshen up the landscaping with fresh new mulch until you come up with another option that doesn't require all of that maintenance. Now, I remember this pretty plant right here that we bought on clearance. When we bought it on clearance, it was, I'm just going to take a guess and say it was probably about the size of that one little plant right there. Okay, I actually bought two of them. One of them didn't survive, right? Because we bought them, they were just like last minute clearance. But once we got it in the ground, look at that. It looks like a nice, beautiful, well-formed bush. Okay. Now, another plant that I wanted to take note of. Okay, so you see that plant right there in the pot. And then come over here. There's another version of the same plant in a pot, right? And then there's some more of it in a pot. Now, these plants, we have been picking off of these and just transplanting them into different areas. And you come back the next season and voila, you have a full bushel. So the children have been able to get some for their areas as well. And they spread so fast, so we're able to get these and just keep spreading them and spreading them and spreading them. Okay, so we have those two right there. And then we have that one. Is that one on the ground there too? Looks like it's, yeah, it is. Got bigger leaves if it's planted directly in the ground. And so this right here, this is just ground cover, and I love it. It just volunteer in the space, and we all like it, so we didn't take it out. It's a natural ground cover that formed around the plants, and since everyone loves it, we are keeping it. But I wanted to come over here and show, here is another clipping or cutting or taking from that other plant that I was just telling you about. You see that? We have been passing this baby around. It's like you take a little piece, you put it in the ground or put it in a pot, and it shows off. It will produce and produce and produce and produce, right? All of these you see too, these are different hostas. We got these on clearance last year too. They were on their last legs. It was like, hey, $1 a pot, take them off our hands. Of course, they didn't look like this when we got them, right? But I said, I'm going to get them because they are perennial. So that root is still good, right? And so not only did we get these hostas from the store on clearance, but all of these as well. And we've just been passing them around, you see, putting them in various areas. And they grow and grow and grow. When you have a perennial plant, that's all you have to care about. I don't mind buying end of the season perennials when I know that it's going to produce the next season. And so much to our surprise, when spring came in, yes, they did exactly what we thought they would do, and that was come back to life. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come over here. And this is Watchman's workshop over here. I gave him 2 of the biggest and best ones that I had come back for his pots. You see how big and beautiful these came back? It's taking up that whole big pot. And so I gave those to him. Look at that. He was happy to receive them as well. Do have a little landscape maintenance to do over here in his area. But I wanted to show those pots. And here are some more hostas as well that I gave him that goes in those little stump planters. They look gorgeous as well. Look at that. And this is his altar. It makes sense to have the altar right in front of the workshop where a lot of things are made and created. Okay, so this again, he redid the altar, I'd say maybe less than a month ago. But this is it. He's able to sit there and I can sit next to him. And this is what it looks like now. It's very pretty. So anyway, I am done with the video. I just wanted to, I haven't been out here in a while doing this type of taping. We have been very busy, as I'm sure many of you are as well. Lots of things going on, lots of exciting things. Growing food is always exciting, always exciting. We are trying to concentrate this year on things that we love to eat, okay? Not really trying to take up too much space with things that we're not really in love with, you know, but just things that we like to eat. That's what we're trying to concentrate on growing. Of course, other than our flowers and our ornamental grasses and things like that. I love those as well. There's nothing wrong with having a pretty garden and mixing it in with your edibles. Nothing wrong with that at all. And of course, we will be giving you an update on our ginkgo mother. That's the mother right there. She produced so much last year in seeds. Gonna be giving you an update. It's quite an awesome update at that. Some of you may remember where we put all of those seeds and layered leaves and things inside of those green containers, those green bags right there. Let me tell y'all how it turned out. I'm looking forward to that update. Maybe I'll do something separate on the bamboo as well. But right now I think I'm going to go ahead and cut on out of here. This video has been too long already, but this is what we have going on. So until next time, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you and talk to you soon.